Welcome to new chapter, that is hyperbola. So I will go with the horizontal hyperbola. Make sure you go with the vertical hyperbola as an assignment. So make sure you solve with the vertical hyperbola. So let's go directly with the horizontal hyperbola. So here first we need to see what is the coordinates of the center. So coordinates of the center, this case right now this becomes the coordinates of the center, where the center point is nothing but 0, 0. We have this as a hyperbola which is on the x-axis, because hyperbola on the x-axis becomes horizontal, hyperbola on the y-axis becomes vertical hyperbola. So coordinates of center we have is 0, 0. Let's go with the coordinates of vertices. So now from this center till this point, the distance taken here is nothing but it is a. The concept is similar to that ellipse. So if you are thorough with the ellipse, then hyperbola becomes easier. So similarly this side also, that means this point, now the vertex point is nothing but a, 0. Similarly this side, the vertex v dash is negative a, 0. Okay, so it is same as that ellipse, plus or minus a, 0. Now let's go with the foci. Let me take the focus point here. From center to till this distance is taken as a AE, same as that ellipse. The focus point is a, 0. Similarly this side, another focus, it becomes a foci. S dash is negative a, 0. So focus point S dash should be plus or minus a, 0. Focus lies on the x-axis in case of horizontal. In case of vertical, focus lies on the y-axis. Similar concept. Now length of the transfer axis. What is actually this transfer axis? Now it is not that same as that major axis. So it is a line which passes through the focus. If the line passes through the focus, it becomes a transfer axis. A line which is perpendicular. Perpendicular right now, which one is a perpendicular? Y-axis is perpendicular. A line which is perpendicular to this axis is called the conjugate axis. So if you are getting confusion, you can take the similar concept as major axis, length of major axis and minor axis. So length of major axis, here it is. From here to here it is 2a. You take as a plus a, it becomes 2a units. So this is length of transfer axis, not major axis. It's a length of transfer axis. Then you take one point P here, okay, another B point here. This point say B dash. This case you take A dash or B dash, no problem. So which is 2B unit. Length of transfer axis is along x-axis. In case of horizontal here, length of conjugate axis is along y-axis. In case of horizontal hyperbola. Let's go with the equation of transfer axis. Write the equation of transfer axis along x-axis. Therefore, you are going to write y is equal to 0. It does not lie on the y-axis. Concept is similar to that ellipse. Equation of conjugate axis. Conjugate axis right now it is on the y-axis. So you will write x is equal to 0. It does not lie on the x-axis. Now let's go to equation of directrices. Now if I draw one line here, this becomes the directrix, say d1 dash, which means center. This becomes the center. Please remember, center of the hyperbola. From center to till this directrix, the distance is nothing but a by e. Since this directrix is intersecting x-axis, we have x is equal to plus a by e. Similarly, let me draw another directrix here. It becomes a directrices, say d2 dash. The distance from center to here, as usual, it is a by e. Now, what's the equation of this one? Directrix here, equation will be x is equal to negative a by e. This side, point is negative a by e. Okay, so now we have x is equal to plus or minus a by e. Length of latus rectum is similar and same as that of ellipse, which is 2b squared by a units. I told you, if you have understood ellipse thoroughly, then hyperbola is same as that of ellipse. When it comes to coordinates of lateral recta, it is nothing but plus or minus a comma plus or minus b square by a. You know length of lateral rectum, a line passing through the focus becomes the latus rectum. Okay, L1, L1 dash, L1, you take L1, L1 dash. So what will be this point? AE, from here to here, you take it AE, isn't it? Yes or no? What's the focus point here? From center to here, focus point is AE, comma, from here, it's a semi-latus rectum, B square by E. Same as you can go with other value, becomes the plus or minus AE, comma, plus or minus B square by E. Now, the interesting part here is, let's go with the next one, that is, now number 8. We'll go the eccentricity value. Now, eccentricity in this case is nothing but 1. Here the eccentricity value is always greater than 1. In case of ellipse, the eccentricity value is less than 1. In case of hyperbola, eccentricity value is greater than 1. For that, we have 1 plus. If you add, easy to remember. Usually students get confusion when it comes to eccentricity. In case of ellipse, we have 1 minus b square by a square, because e value should less than 1. Less than 1 means we have to take minus. Easy to remember. But in case of hyperbola, eccentricity value should be greater than 1 means here should be plus. Do not forget that one. B square by a square. Now if I square on both sides and make this b square subject, then I will get b square is a square of e square minus 1. Please do not forget that. Usually students get confusion with this. Okay? In case of ellipse, we have a square of 1 minus e square, but this case will be e square minus 1. Or easy to remember is this one here. Ellipse, eccentricity value is less than 1, so therefore it should be minus. When you subtract something, then definitely it will be less than 1. But here in this case, it will be plus. If you need a greater value, you need to take plus here. 1 plus b square by a square. So finally, now very important here, it is, okay, let me rub this point. I am going to write the equation of this ellipse. Number 9, equation of the ellipse, sorry, not ellipse here, I am still with ellipse. Equation of hyperbola, horizontal hyperbola. Now see this, transfer axis is along x-axis, so therefore it will be x square by a square minus, here it will be minus y square by b square is equivalent to 1. This becomes the equation of the horizontal hyperbola. In case of vertical hyperbola, keep a square and b square same. Do not do anything with a square b square. Just change the upper coefficient x and y. If y square is in front, it becomes vertical. If x square is in front, it becomes a horizontal. A square and b square will not change any position. A square will be always in front, because here it is minus. I hope you got it now. A square, always keep it as it is. Do not change. In case of ellipse, yes, it changes. Sometimes b square will come out, sometimes a square. But in case of hyperbola, keep a square and b square constant in same position. Just change the upper variable x and y. If x square is in front, it is a horizontal hyperbola. For vertical hyperbola, y square will be in front. Say, I will write, for vertical hyperbola, it will be y square by a square minus x square by b square is equivalent to 1. That is a vertical hyperbola. I hope you got it now. I didn't change the position of this constant value. I just changed the variable x and y. That becomes a vertical hyperbola.